Hey everyone! Hey ladies, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Uniquely You Life, with me, your coach Kelly. I am your weight loss food freedom coach, and I want to help you navigate the summer without casting your desire for weight loss into the ocean and be able to eat the foods that you love while you're enjoying this sweet summertime. This year is almost half over. Can you believe it? I'm just like blown away. Cannot believe that it is almost halfway here or halfway over. I mean, there were so many New Year's resolutions made around losing weight, and those are, a lot of times those get pushed aside real quick. By now, they're probably way in the rearview mirror. But I can totally relate to that because I did that for so many years. I was like, this is on my list. This is what I'm going to do this year. I'm going to get this together this year, and this is going to be my year to do it. But by, this time, I was like, ugh, that was a long ago, long gone thought. But I know that may be the case for you as well. But summer is almost here, and you know that this season is kids are out of school, and there's a lot of fun activities. But those of you who want to lose weight might feel a bit stressed about, upcoming events. You might be worrying that you're going to, eat too much at your family's barbecue, or think that a week at the beach is just going to completely throw you off the rails. But I'm here to tell you that there's a different way, and one that you can enjoy your summer without feeling guilt and anxious about upcoming vacations or whatever it is that you have trips planned. But it means that you're going to be listening to your body's natural hunger and fullness cues without restrictive diets and feeling deprived and like you can't enjoy your time away with your family. It means eating when you're hungry, stopping when you feel satisfied and had enough. Summer schedules can be very unpredictable. Somebody may call you up and say, hey, we're doing a cookout. Why don't you come over? Changing in the routine. Like I said, the kids are out of school. You may be off work. You may have, completely different schedule than in the fall. And that does not mean that you can't still lose weight. Who really has time for weighing and measuring with all the things you've got going on? Who has time to weigh and measure and log in everything you eat? That is why when you learn food freedom, that allows you the flexibility so you don't have to be worried if there's something at the family barbecue that you can't eat, that you can eat no matter where you end up. You can end up on a cruise ship somewhere and they don't have a scale to measure your food, but you can still lose weight when you learn to eat food freedom through food freedom. And I'm sure that you're probably thinking, well, that sounds all well and good, but exactly how are you supposed to do that? Well, that's exactly what I'm going to talk about today. The short answer to that question is to make a plan. Because if you fail to plan, you're going to plan to fail, right? That's how the quote goes. Because, that's even backed by the Bible, because the Bible says that, where there is no vision, the people perish. And I don't mean that, this is going to be just some, random thing that you can just pick up and then, just start automatically doing this. You can do that, but you're going to have to really kind of hone in and listen to your body. But I don't want you to have this summer go by the way that the summers in the past have gone by. Not this summer. I want this summer to be different. So you will schedule a plan for what these upcoming events look like before they get completely started in your full swing. So what I want you to do is, there's an exercise that I would like you to do, and I don't mean physical exercise, pen and paper exercise. I want you to make a list of all the situations that you have coming up. You might have vacations, beach trips, ball games, weekends at the lake, cookouts, late night bonfires. I mean, there are so many, and I know that there are things that are going to come up that you will not have on your radar. But situations that you have experienced in the past, just think about those. Like, okay, every year my family goes to the lake for the 4th of July, or every year we have this beach trip with my family, and, we schedule this every year all the same time. So you know about those things that you have that are coming up. And by this time, you probably have a good idea of the things that are going to be scheduled. Like I said, you have the things that are unscheduled, but for the most part, you may know the things that are scheduled. And the second thing I want you to do, after you make that list of all of the things that you can think of that you're already going to be doing, I want you to strategize ahead of time and see how you will walk through these times, these situations. So, for example, take the family reunion at the 4th of July. Now, every year at the 4th of July, Uncle Larry comes and he's going to be cooking those fall off the bone barbecue ribs that you love, that you can just eat until you feel like that stuffed pig, And then, Mama always brings her homemade banana pudding every year. You know that's going to be there, without a doubt. I mean, that banana pudding that you want to stuff your face with, and in the South we say it's so good it makes you want to slap your mama. But I want you to make a decision ahead of time. Before you go into these events where there's going to be this food around, I want you to make a decision ahead of time. Maybe that looks like you have one plate of food, and you're going to include, there's this spread of food, and you're going to examine this spread of food, and you are going to find the things that you love the most, your most favorite foods. Those are the things that you're going to choose to put on that plate. You're not going to pick this thing that, you can have that next week, or not that you can't have anything whenever you want it, but Uncle Larry's ribs and Mama's banana pudding, those are once a year things. So you're going to look over the spread, and you're going to make you one plate of food with the things that you like on it, and you're not going to be going back 3 or 4 times. And the plate of food that you make is not going to be mound up a mile high like it was in the past. You will only eat the things that you really, really enjoy. So you're going to make this plate, and you're going to go sit down, and you're going to eat slowly and intentionally. You're going to enjoy every single bite of what you're eating. And you're going to enjoy it, and you're going to eat it until you've had enough. And by enough, I mean until you feel satisfied and no longer hungry. I do not mean that you are stuffed till you got to undo your pants. I mean you've had enough. And if there's food left on your plate, then throw it away. Throw it away. Pack it up. Take it home for tomorrow, or to when you get hungry again. But, you're either going to let it go to waste, you're going to take it up, pick it up, put it on your plate, fix you a to-go box, a to-go plate, whatever, and take it home with you. Or you can let it go to waste in the trash can, or you can let it go to waste on your body. And I don't think you want it to go to waste on your body. That's what you're here and why what you're trying to accomplish is less waste. And I mean waste as in the size around your belly. So, when you enjoy every bite of that food, that delicious banana pudding, the Uncle Larry's barbecue ribs, without thinking that they're bad for you, then you're going to be able to stop when you've had enough. And when you remember and keep in mind that you can have them the next time you get hungry, then it's going to help you be conscious, and you're not going to feel out of control, and you're not going to feel deprived because you're getting the food that you're enjoying. You're not going to feel like, well, I can't have that. What if you committed to stop grabbing things as you walk by the table? No eating out of the bags, no mindless eating. That each time you eat, you are going to make a decision beforehand that you must eat off of a plate or at least a napkin. You're not just going to be grabbing food, mindlessly eating, grabbing off the spread of food off somebody else's plate. You're going to be completely and totally aware of every bite of food that goes into your mouth. So for each occasion that you find yourself in this summer, you're going to use the same exact strategy. All, and I mean all, ALL, of the eating that you'll be doing on these occasions is going to be conscious, and it's going to be intentional. I mean, have you ever been on a vacation and you enjoyed this big, huge breakfast with your family? And if you're eating with hunger and fullness, it probably wasn't more than you needed. But you've eaten, you've satisfied, and then your family heads to the beach. Well, then you set up this umbrella, and you set up the beach chairs, and you sit down with your book, and even though you've eaten and you're completely satisfied, then you decide, well, there's some yummy snacks in that cooler over there. And you think about that. So you're like, well, I'll just have one. And so then you eat that. Well, then the kids, they've been playing in the ocean, and then soon they're going to be, coming up, and they're going to want a snack. And so you're like, well, I'll just have one more. Knowing you're not hungry, knowing that you're not in need of any food, your body has had enough. And then an hour later, it's lunchtime, and even though you've had enough and then you've had those snacks, you still decide that you're going to have lunch, because after all, it's vacation, and that's what we do when we're on vacation. We eat. Well, this time's going to be different, because you have already decided ahead of time, before you go down to that beach, that you're only going to eat when you're physically hungry. And those snacks, they'll sit in the cooler, and you'll be enjoying the sand, and you'll be enjoying the sun, you'll be enjoying your book, you'll be enjoying the salty air. And that food's going to stay in that cooler, because you've decided that you're only going to eat when you're hungry. And that every bite is going to be intentional, and it's going to be conscious. So going on vacation, does not have to throw you off the rails. If you're eating within your hunger and fullness cues, by listening to your body, you can make vacation a lot more enjoyable. Plus, you get the freedom of eating at like local shops that you don't get to eat at, without feeling guilty about having to stick to some regimented food list. By listening to your body, you're going to be able to make summer a time of joy and fun and freedom with your family. It helps you make food choices that honor your body without missing out on the fun of the summer. I mean, whether you're at a cookout, you've gone to a new resort that you've never gone to before, or if you're just relaxing at home, but you're eating within your God-given boundaries, and that's going to help you develop a positive relationship with food that lasts way past the summertime. So I want to leave you with this quote this week. It says, there is no one giant step that does it. It's all the small steps. And this is a small step. If you want to learn to listen to your body and make peace with yourself and lean on your faith to drop the weight for good, then I invite you to come over to my Facebook channel, my Facebook group. It's a free group called Weight Loss Made Simple, Dropping the Physical and the Mental Weight. And if you're wanting some personal coaching, if you are like, well, this sounds all well and good, but how do I really incorporate that into my life? Then come join the Facebook group. Love to have you over there. And if you really want some more in-depth help with that, you can check out my coaching membership at uniquelyyouLifeCoaching.com, and I'll put a link to that below this video, and you can check that out. But just over your summer, just think about, before you go into those situations, like, make a decision and be like, this is what I'm going to do. And you can face those situations as they come up. You don't have to, I want you to make that list of things that you have coming up, but I want you to face those things one at a time. Okay, like today, we're going to the cookout. This is what I'm going to do today. Make that decision. Don't give yourself a way out. Don't give yourself a plan B. Don't give yourself some excuse that you use, because excuses, they do nothing to move you forward in your weight loss. They do nothing to move you forward. But listen to your body. Be like, okay, I'm hungry. I'm going to eat. I'm going to stop when I'm satisfied. And that's enough. And then go enjoy your family. Food is a big part, especially here in the South. Food is a big part of what we do. But, really what we're wanting is connection with our family. People that we maybe just see once a year. People that, that we love, that might be, getting on up in age, spending time with them and cherishing time with them. With your kids, they're only little for so long. Spend that time building those sandcastles and, running in the sand and running in the waves and all of that. Enjoy the people and don't revolve it around food. So I'll leave you with that today, and I will see you next week. Bye.